When last we left off, you were sitting in the Shattered Shield and had recently been accosted on this morning hours by a strange local who called herself Nan, who claimed to have had insights on how to get on the dragon's good side, which you guys roundly dismissed because she seems like kind of a kook. So, where are you headed out from the bar this morning?
Just to recap, we've gotten our pay from Madam Nightshade.
Yep.
And we've scouted out, sold the pelts.
No one sold pelts.
We sold the
thought y'all
wolf puppies.
You
We
got the wolf
collected
puppies
the
at home. You
pelts.
found the
We
wolf puppies at
haven't-
home, but nobody sold the pelts that we had.
Or no, the pup,
The pups y'all did.
right?
Yeah, no one gave you any money for pelts.
Okay. Well,
For your perforated pelts.
so we since we still have no idea how to wake up the dragon in the off season, we probably need to find that out first, right?
That
I
is
don't
up to you.
know that waking the dragon will be an issue. I'd imagine we approach and the dragon would alert. Otherwise, why would we even need to stop?
Because it's in the way.
Well,
Just get in.
well, he might mistake us for a snack.
Yeah. So what we do is we hit it with rocks first.
Oh, we made it.
We'll let you do that. Take the lead. Go ahead.
Why don't we?
Let us know how that works.
These people
Okay.
live here. We might be able to find a non-crazy person that could tell us something, right?
Yeah,
What
maybe.
was it?
Let's split up while we're at the bar and
Let's not split up again.
no, I'm saying at the bar itself, and I'll see if we can get any information from locals.
Well, before we split up and make this into a whole thing, what was it that Nan told us was the way to get on the dragon's good side?
She claimed that it liked books and whiskey.
Okay, so all we have to do is compare what other people say, and if 2 or more people say books and whiskey, then we just take it books and whiskey. Yeah?
Sounds like a very reasonable idea.
She may be
Agreed.
crazy, but maybe she's also correct. The two are not
May I-
mutually exclusive.
May I suggest that perhaps since one of the items is booze, perhaps we inquire with the bartender of our current establishment.
All right.
So-
Let's see.
I mean, they have whiskey at this inn, right?
Yes. They have whiskey. They also have the thing she specifically mentioned
Dragon
was,
whiskey,
was the tea berry liqueur. Actually.
tea berry liqueur.
Yep.
I would try that. That sounds fun.
I am not very good with the talking, so
Yeah.
I will leave that to those of you who are more equipped with eloquency.
It would be my pleasure.
All right. Well,
Someone
make
wants-
your pleasure.
All right. So, what's the bartender's name? We met him yesterday.
I think his name is Derm Hammerstrike.
Hammerstrike. I got it. Yep. Runs the Shattered Shield. Has lots of orphans.
Yep.
That's an interesting note. Mr. Shatterstrike. Hammerstrike. Damn it.
Hey, morning.
Pate's not as drunk as I am, just so you know. We heard a rumor. Obviously, we're wanting to talk to the dragon up there on the peak, and heard a rumor that it liked tea berry liqueur. Any truth to that?
Yeah, there's truth to it.
Care to elaborate?
Yeah, you sound rather unconvinced.
No, it's not that. It's just the dragon has we don't really discuss these local matters too much with outsiders, but
We're locals now, right? Save the
Mhm.
boy and the pups and the nightshade lady.
the dragon has a bar tab outstanding. We used to send it bottles on the regular.
All right.
How large is the dragon?
Oh, it's quite large.
And how large is his tab?
Oh, well, we sell the tea berry liqueur for 4 silver pieces a bottle, and it's managed to accrue a 50 gold piece tab.
That's quite a sum.
That's quite a lot of tea berries.
Do you have any tea berry liqueur left?
Oh yeah. We just got done with a big batch of it. Got to get
When's
ready
the last time?
for the Delver season, you know.
Yes. When's the last time the dragon, was provided any tea berry liqueur?
Well, yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, well, you know, we don't actually say no to the dragon.
Oh, you just wait
What
for Delvers to come along and pay his tab.
Oh no, the dragon sends a note generally.
What do you guys think about us taking care of the tab
Mm-mm.
and for the dragon?
So I will step back and confer with my cat friend, and I will say that the tab is the dragon's. The dragon doesn't seem to care for the tab, doesn't seem to mind it. What he wants is some more tea berry liqueur. And so we could buy some tea berry liqueur, take that to him, and he'll probably be more happy with that than he would if we went up there and said, hey, your tab has been paid. You can.
I'm saying in addition to, in order to help keep the peace between him and the town.
Why do we give a shit about the peace between the dragon and the town?
Agreed.
Just curious. I just don't
The
understand.
dragon is an intelligent creature and obviously enjoys the raspberry liqueur or tea berry liqueur. And in order for it to continue receiving it,
That's not what he just said. He just said they don't refuse him. He just
Yeah.
got some yesterday.
They don't refuse him. They just tally it up the same way that a doting parent will say, "Oh, you did so well with your chores today. We're going to say that you earned a copper piece." And they keep adding the copper piece and the copper piece and the copper piece, but you never get the copper pieces at the end of the year.
Thank you, Cade. I think my suggestion would be that we pull
We
together
just
our
gonna skirt
newfound.
past what Cade said. Your parents are terrible and you are stupid.
Fun fact. That is my childhood.
That was not a fun fact. I don't feel any more fun coming from that.
It's one of those sad
Oh.
facts.
Yeah,
Now you know a little bit more about me.
it's a devastating fact, and I'm sorry for all the
I'll
things
drink-
I've said about you that are bad today.
Yeah,
I'll drink-
could have gone to college
Yeah.
with those promissory notes.
I mean, at least they promised you something.
Mhm.
Mine were just do
Oh.
it or else, you know.
We're kind of still trying to form up our group here, but I would suggest that we pull together a few coins and purchase, I don't know, a cask. 4 silver for a bottle. We could 20 gold pieces would buy a pretty good offering.
Perhaps we could
Berry?
get a barrel or a keg to take up to him.
Yes, you have a cask perhaps available?
Hammerstrike says, "Well, I don't want to run out before the season even starts. I'll
You
sell
gonna
you.
sell it then, or are you gonna sell it now? I
Uh,
mean,
I want to be able to sell it to customers who pay.
we're gonna pay.
we're paying.
It's
We're paying
also a
customers.
big draw. I can't just offload the whole lot to you. How about that?
No. A
I
single
will sell
cask.
you a keg of ale and 4 bottles of tea berry liqueur, and at least I'll get paid for these."
There you go. So the tab's still there. That's between you and the dragon. But we're buying. I for one am very fond of tea berry ale liqueur. I love it.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever tasted it before?
So that's a 22 on persuasion.
Okay, well,
It's deception that you roll for bluffing.
Not bluffing, persuading.
Yeah, but you've never had this before.
Okay, it's a 22 on deception too. I rolled a 17. I have a 5 in both of those.
all right, that's fine. Well, at first he seemed skeptical. But then you convince him that yeah, you've had this stuff before, of course. And of course, then he starts waxing poetic about his special blends of herbs, how, the precise way. He basically goes on a beer guy rant to you about how it's prepared. You know those guys.
Right. I
Cage
look
is
intrigued, but
in
also
business.
subtly impatient.
Okay.
Books. Where can we purchase books?
Not from the bar.
The barkeep says, there's a bookseller in town. What's that place? It's just around the corner.
Excellent.
Gotta find one with dragon-sized print.
I
I
it's
think
called-
big things have to read bigger letters proportionately.
He tells you it's called the Illuminated Page, and it's down the main street.
Yeah, I would like to check that place out.
Anyway,
What sorcerers or intellectuals?
the well, you can still be a reading hobbyist as a sorcerer. You don't have to like be a
No, I mean a
all
12 in
total-
intelligence is still Yeah,
but you're
higher
more
than a
like
commoner.
yeah, high charisma, horny lout like a bard or something. You're just
you're a theater nerd more so than a scum.
you're a nerd.
Off topic. Whatever we play now, I think I'm gonna roll a bard the next time. Whatever we play, I'm just gonna do it.
Doing it. All
I'm
right,
doing
so-
it. I'm all in. Haven't picked my instrument yet, but it's gonna be phenomenal.
That's not this game.
No. Anyway, carry on.
All
It's a
right.
teaser.
All total, he gives you your 4 bottles and your keg of ale.
Yep.
And the whole shebang cost you about 5 gold.
We got that. I'm gonna strap that in Cade's back.
Okay.
No. We will
I'm
get
not carrying it.
We will get a cart or a wagon. I'm not
Carry a-
carrying it. It's a
I'll go
keg.
with like 100. Like I will like clip it to like your backpack and you won't notice. It's fine.
How heavy is a keg of ale?
It's a small keg. It's
Less than a dwarf, more than a gnome.
about 20 pounds.
Oh, all right, whatever.
You got it. It's just
Yeah,
small.
The
It's,
keg,
it's a
yeah.
cask. Cask is kind of a.
That's a pony keg.
I love all these visual representations on this audio show.
Yes.
That's why I went with a
Oh,
wig.
yeah. We're not
Yep.
showing the video on that.
Right. Okay, so you get your ale, and from there, what are you doing?
Going
I
to find
guess-
the luminary book.
Oh, wait, before you go, Durham says, hey, I appreciate you helping out, but we can't really put you up, so you're going to have to find your own accommodations from here on out.
Fine.
We're gonna accommodate in the Shattered Spire peak.
No.
Lord.
We're going to use the campsite at the base.
How much is a room for the night, Mister Shatterstrike?
It depends on where you're getting it, really.
From you.
We don't, like I said, our place is for family only, really. That was the one.
I'm an orphan.
Let me sleep on your couch.
No.
My parents are dead.
Where are the local inns, my friend?
I say, well, your friend already referenced the old miners' camps. Those are always available, and I guess they're more available now that you're the only adventurers in town that we know of. There's the Hot and Cot, of course, which is inexpensive, but a little bit low on privacy. The Hero's Retreat, if you've got the gold for it, which is a much nicer place. And if you've got the credentials, you can stay at Dragon Tamer Lodge with his lordship.
Are there rooms at the Madam Nightshade's?
None you can have for more than 2 hours.
Ah,
That's impressive. 2 hours is that's a marathon. The yeah.
That's
All right.
awfully telling of you, Paige.
What? The 2 hours is a marathon?
Nothing.
Well, I again, I think we should probably stick together, and one of us has already been banned from there without even setting foot in the place. So
Oh, that is probably because he looks like he will eat Mammals.
That and the fact that he looks like he's carrying, I don't know what on him, but anyway.
Disease. He is
So
diseased.
what was the of
No.
the places mentioned? I know there was a high price place, there was a low price place. What was the middle?
The Hot and Cot. It's
Hot and Cot. There we
very-
go.
a
Little
pretty large
privacy.
seasonal inn and dining hall. They probably should just be opening up in a day or so. Probably
Perfect.
today.
What? Why would we not just use the mining camp? It is closer. We all stay together. We help
it's
provide
free.
each other with meals. It's free.
The description I was given of the place seemed like there was like holes in the side of the
and
wall.
a hot meal.
Yeah, they're basically stone dugouts. They're like they're
No
basically
beds.
yeah. You bring what you're staying on. They're literally just old, really old holes in the side of the mountain.
Yeah. Okay, you didn't bring a bedroll. We discussed this earlier. You don't have anything to sleep on.
That's just fine.
I gave you some gold though from Madam Nightshade, so you have room. You can sleep in a bed tonight for like a gold piece or something.
Yeah, that was how much?
It's like, how much was it? 50
50?
gold a piece.
No, you got 25 each.
Yeah. See, that's negotiating. It didn't work, but that's how you do it. That's how you
You didn't
start.
have any gold to start out with. You should have 41 based on that, plus the treasure you split from when you rescued the fella in the cave.
That's what I have.
All right, so let's. I think we should post up with a bed and a meal. That'll help us get started on our journey. There'll be plenty of time to save money sleeping on the ground.
We just had a
And-
really big meal.
Yeah, it's breakfast time. You just finished.
We just finished eating.
we
a
just woke
vast
up.
amount of food.
Right. So I'm saying that I'm talking about tonight. We're gonna go check out the bookstore, but tonight it'd be fine to have a good night's rest and a bed and a meal, and then either we make it to the Shattered Keep or not. So today.
Well, before we leave, is Nan still here?
Whilst you were talking with Durham Hammerstrike, she basically finished up her meal and trundled off through the front door.
Could I catch her before she leaves?
All right, yeah, you whip outside real quick. It's light snowfall this morning still, and you can see her trudging up the hill.
Excuse me.
She turns around, a little bit like surprised. Oh, hello.
Sorry to startle you.
She hugs her paving stone close to her.
You mentioned before books.
Yes.
What kind of books should we collect?
We covered this actually last thing, but she said, but
Oh, did we?
yeah, she mentioned, she's like, oh, she likes genre things. It likes genre things.
It looks manga.
Fiction.
Sky manga.
Genre is like,
Stories. Just stories.
incredibly.
It's vague.
Yeah, that's the word.
Tales of adventure and excitement.
Okay, so that genre.
Thank you.
All right, good day, she says, and hurries off through the snow.
I nudge Kate in the like with my elbow a little bit and kind of at Nan.
What?
Oh, just saying. Seems might be a good
I
Match.
don't understand what you're getting at.
That's okay. She doesn't either. That's okay.
Why did you nudge me?
It's fine. I thought she might be a friend for you.
No, thank you.
All right, so let's. Were you guys going to the bookstore?
Yes,
All right, let's cut to that.
please God.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
Okay,
So-
we're at the Illuminati bookstore.
The Illuminati book. All right, yes, you find yourself in front of the illuminated page. There's a small pile of snow underneath the sign, which apparently accumulated so much in the night, it all just fell off as soon as the daylight started adding a little bit of melt to things.
Good visual like that.
And basically, whenever you open the door, you hear a small jingling above it as you enter. The place smells strongly of decaying paper, leather, Just that very bookstore-ish kind of scent. And you see tomes of all shapes and sizes along the walls, and there's a woman at the desk, basically going over a very large tome.
Like a Sanderson book.
Uh, she looks up and says, come in, you're letting the heat out."
I walk in.
All right. This woman is half elf, very thin, spectacled. She says, "Oh, what can I do for you, Delvers? Man, this is early. What day is it?" She begins consulting a calendar, a blotter on the desk.
Second Tuesday after Thursday.
I'm sorry. Yes. What can I do for you?
We like a genre book.
A genre book?
Yes, a book about genres.
Don't. Have you read a book recently?
Yes. We
Ever?
like genres.
He's like,
We're
did someone
told,
put you up to this?
Nan did.
we're told that the dragon who guards the entrance is a fan of books.
Of course.
Do you have anything he hasn't read?
Yes.
Would you recommend something he hasn't read?
I don't need to recommend things the dragon hasn't read. The dragon had a request list, and she reaches under the counter and pulls out a pretty thick scroll. And she's like, yes, and I got that one. I got a box in the back. I assume you're just delivery people. Is that what it says?
Sort of, yeah. We mean to make an offering.
Ah, okay. I see.
Off season and all.
So I'm guessing the dragon did not give you any money.
No.
No, we'll purchase them. We're doing this.
Pro bono.
Yeah, we're
All
trying
right.
to
She
purchase a gift.
she says,
a very modest gift.
"Hold up for one moment." She disappears into the back and comes back out with a wooden crate and sits it on
while she's in the back.
sits on the desk. All right. Are you gonna really try and nab stuff?
No.
Okay. Just asking.
The slowest
Somebody in
pickpocket
this party
world.
might though.
Yeah, the
Not
cat. You gotta
me.
watch the cat.
If it weren't books, if it were anything shiny, I would.
Yeah, some of them have gold leaf. But anyway, she plunks the book down and she plunks down a receipt and says, "All right, if you just pony up the 400 gold for these tomes, you can take them out."
All right, so I got a 19 on sleight of hand check.
For an entire crate of books.
No, I'm not saying what it was for while she was gone.
That's something you have to tell me then.
I will tell. I will explain to her. I was like, "Madam, we are obviously of modest means. and
Poor.
Perhaps you could suggest something, a more unique, personal, individual, singular gift for the dragon."
Yeah, of course.
Of course, I'm sorry. When we come back rich and famous, we shall buy the lot.
That actually gives me an idea. While they're haggling over books, I'm gonna go through the books that are just out for the general consumer and try to find one that might best represent who I am to give to the dragon.
All right.
Very narcissistic of you, sir, and very well played.
Make an investigation check for me.
I like it. I like it.
All right. What a rolls what I get. Oh, and what I got was a 17.
All right. You find a book called Histories and Mysticism
The damn.
that seems to be right up your alley. It's a breakdown of the last 400 years since basically the fall of the Brimorian Empire, which of course was precipitated by the creation of this thing here.
Is that the? I mean, you're talking about that's the Mad King. That was the
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it basically has an extensive log of signs and orisons and and prophecies it considers relevant to that sort of thing.
I will give an approving nod to Broadus and his. Oh,
I'm
wait.
curious to actually read this book before we give it to the dragon.
Right.
Get on that shit.
I look on the back for the price tag and see if it's cheaper because we're in Canada or.
No, there's no price tag, but when you ask, she tells you, I could let that one go for 15. It's kind of an older edition.
We have 15 copper right here.
The printing press hasn't made things that cheap yet.
I'll slot her 15 gold without haggle or question, and then leave the store and wait outside reading this while they finish their deliberations.
All right.
We need to have a long talk, people. I have invested time and money into skills that y'all have not taken advantage of.
And probably won't for a while.
It's the dungeon game, right?
Yeah.
So I'm as surprised as you are that my persuasion and diplomacy and skills are coming into play this early on.
Well,
We would also like to browse the shelves for a book.
Sure.
Either something about soldiering, or if there is a shirtless soldier with his hair blowing in the wind.
Okay.
Find those books at the grocery store.
Yeah.
In the checkout line, you buy a pop, get in line. The books are right there while you wait. A shirtless soldier with his hair blowing in the wind.
Or something that it's just trash. I want a trash book.
Well, actually, that actually is something that you notice right away in the box that is that the woman put on the counter. All the books were like, you see all these beautifully leather-bound books here in the thing, but everything in that box was a massive pile of cheap pulp trash from like you get from one of the city vendors.
I'll just pick
That's
up
fantastic.
2 of the cheap pulp trash and put 2 silver on the table.
Yeah, most of them do sell for like a silver piece. She says,
Is this enough?
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Enjoy.
Thank you. You too.
Madam, if I may, after I see the 2 silver piece change hands, I would just ask, Madam, just out of curiosity, the 400 gold piece, is there something of value in that crate?
It's a backlog.
I understand. So I'll reach into the box and pull something out and slide her a silver.
I'll do the same. I'm gonna grab a handful. I'm just gonna grab a handful of books and toss a handful of silver on the counter, and then just walk outside.
Yeah.
This will work.
The lady seems flustered. You guys are making it rain silver pieces and just nabbing all her pulp trash. You can tell that the merchants in this town are kind of frequently victimized by this dragon and his cheap skatery.
I'm gonna say I also do the same and grab at least one book.
Oh, fine. You know what? Fine. Put it down. It's 5 gold. 5 gold for the crate.
I put down 5 gold and take the crate.
All I'm saying is, Pate's making money, baby. I ain't spent a dime. I spent a silver piece. We got the crate. Persuasion.
All right. She's as you're walking out, she says, "Oh, and tell your adventuring friends if they need any spell books or scrolls. This is also a legitimate outpost of the ding 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 ding." As you're walking out.
So
I'll freeze at the door as she's saying that. What is she saying?
check his pockets.
You stick
I
your
go
head,
out.
you stick your head back in, and she's like, the Order of Arcane Erudition. We're sponsored by a wizards guild. They sell their scrolls and tomes through us.
Good to know. Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Right. As you guys exit the shop, the bell rings behind you. You've acquired your bounty from some kind of cheesed off merchants, but who were unable to squeeze blood out of these particular turnips.
How about
You see Broadus thumbing through his compared to what you guys are carrying, a very fine leather bound tome. Broadus, you're actually just from your initial scan through, you're seeing things that interest you in ways that you never really thought would be possible just on a random book buy. You see prophecies listed early on and then that are given page references to historical events where they presumably, if the prophet makers are to be believed and not just lucky, came true. It seems to be a dense what's the word I'm looking for?
Home
Grimoire?
A
book.
Omnibus.
yeah, I guess. What is that word that they use for the books that?
home?
No, shut up. This is just me having a brain fart. What's those books that they use for Bibles? That's a totally different book that just
Testaments.
Compendium.
no, it is a compendium. Fuck. Never mind. It's gonna kill me. I'll just let it rot my brain for a minute. All right.
Companion?
Concordance. It's a concordance of historical events and prophecies.
Shit, I never even heard that word. Concordance.
Oh, okay.
I actually own a concordance somewhere.
Like IRL concordance is basically just list words from the Bible and where and how often they appear in the Bible, mostly, and like it gives you like some Latin and Greek root words, blah 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 blah. It's a
Is there
sort
a
of
prophecy?
We had the same childhood.
scholarly
Is
thing.
there
Yeah,
a
pretty much.
I'll
prophecy?
leave the house without one of those. Yeah, okay.
Never mind. That joke wasn't happening.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Got a joke?
Totally missed the joke.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Because
I didn't miss Matt's rambling.
didn't miss that at all.
Right.
Drake said drink rum tonight.
No, I did not. I said I was drinking rum tonight, and I would prefer it if you didn't as well.
I say I. When you say I say I. So I are gonna drink rum tonight.
All right. So,
Blink.
but yes, you have your treasures, and you have your day before you.
Are
Well,
we ready to begin?
I mean, it seems to me, and I would just say, as Pate has ascertained that this obviously is a very practical dragon. He has a fairly boring job, and seems to enact certain pleasures from his job and gets by day. So I feel like we have nothing to lose without trying to go and at least present him what we have to offer and see how it goes.
So, short answer, yes. We are ready to go.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
You
I
head
like
up.
short answers. They are easy to hear and understand.
And yet you're still talking.
All right. You guys head up the hill, down the snowy, through the snowy streets. You pass by a couple of the businesses that were mentioned to you earlier. Most prominently, the Hot and Cot, a very large establishment, where you see a couple of young boys basically dragging enormous mats out in the street and like just beating them, and like just trying to knock all the dust and dirt out of them.
A hot and cot, not bath and cot, right?
And when you go by there, you pass by another place called the Ten Princes Tea Room. And finally, you get to the end of the high street, which basically you see a few more residential houses as you turn off and head upwards towards Tribulation Keep, which you can see pretty much from any point in the town. But whenever you go toward it, you can also see a much smaller but very nice looking building, a small estate outside the gates of the keep itself, presumably Dragon Tamer Lodge. It's not on the road necessarily to Tribulation Keep, but just off of it. Just off of it enough to be close, but not involved.
And did we Dragon Tamer Lodge is what the place we've learned about that place?
Yes, he said if you have any, like, if you're anybody special, you might be able to get some accommodation.
Ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some money and some clout, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
But eventually, you crest the top of the hill and head up,
Let's meet the dragon.
reaching the gates of Tribulation Keep.
Ba-ba-ba.
The torches outside are always lit. You can see them at night. You can see them in the day. They give off an eerie green flame on either side of the broad portcullis.
And the dragon's inside the portcullis, or he's outside?
Inside, presumably. You can see into the courtyard there. There is a large statue of, you guys have seen representations of the Mad King throughout your lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the grandest you've seen. The statue is about 15 feet tall from base to the top of the sword, which is being held aloft.
Damn.
And you see a bunch of broken weapons down around its feet. Weapons and shields and things like that. They all have stuff scribbled onto them, though they're difficult to read from this distance. Your footsteps echo around the courtyard beyond the gates as you approach, but you don't see anything besides the big statue and a few mounds of snow. Actually, make perception checks for me.
I am going to refrain because I believe that I am just steady reading this book
Okay.
and slowly following the party where they're going.
I got a 14.
14.
5.
14 also.
I rolled a nat 1 for
Okay.
a 6.
15.
All right.
6.
All right. You amongst the crowd. I forgot his name. Shit. Hold on. Okay, yeah, Brigwin. You amongst the crowd, Brigwin, are the only one that seems to notice that there's a set of footprints that cut through the snow at the far distant end of the courtyard. But they're not large, draconic footprints. They just appear to be the sort of the track of a person that just sort of trudged through the snow.
And where are those footprints leading to?
That looks like they're leading into the keep proper, which you see has a very big, wide tower attached to it.
So could this be like maybe some sort of like dragon keeper? Somebody who's supposed to be watching the entrance?
Well, you see that there is a pull chain on the outside of the gate, and it's not hard to tell that this is connected to a bell of some kind.
I guess maybe we should ring this bell for service.
Jang-a-lang, jang-a-lang.
Can I get a read on the shields and stuff as we pass by?
Well, you're not in there yet. But
Oh, it's on the other side of the fence. Okay.
yes.
My B.
All right. You pulling the bell?
Yeah, I'm gonna ring that bell.
All right.
Dang,
You
dang, dang,
give
dang.
you give the chain a tug. And at first it doesn't make any sound, but you hear further along the walls as you pull down, you hear a glung, low and dull and distant.
I'm sure the porter will be along shortly.
Don't woke somebody up.
The second chime clongs as she releases the chain. And it's not long until you hear an extremely loud roar.
I stop reading my book.
All right.
All right, I vote that best line of the night.
A brief shadow basically swoops over you as if something did a wing over your heads, and you can see just a whirlwind of snow and air just gusting up in the courtyard as a pair of long reptilian legs slowly land next to the big statue. The dragon stands a little taller than the statue itself as it sits on its haunches. And as it leans down toward the portcullis, it says, "Who dares disturb my rest?"
You
Come
wouldn't
on,
know up
Mister Sweet Talking Man, persuade us out of this.
The dragon. We are seekers of a sort. And we have come to inquire of you entrance to your keep.
The dragon pulls back, takes a deep breath, and sighs heavily. "Yes, I'm aware of why people come to the keep. Why are you here so early? Surely the town warned you that I do not allow people to come in this early."
They did, and we
did
thought
they?
that perhaps you were would be interested in early gifts. For gifts rarely come at times unwanted.
Here's a cask of tea berry liqueur.
Oh, it's a cask of ale.
And
We got a cask of
books.
ale and a bunch of bottles of tea berry.
I thought that the cask was the tea berry.
No, the cask was ale. We got
There
4
we go.
bottles.
Yeah, we're gonna start with the tea berry ale. We're gonna start tea berry bottles, which you also have clipped to your backpack that you don't know about. But
Why did we even get the ale then?
I don't know.
Gave it to us. I don't know.
Anyway,
It was his compromise because he wasn't going to come off that much tea berry liqueur.
Hmm.
And no one said boo about it, so we just assumed it was the correct play. And apparently it was, because your guys are here with the ale and he's got the money. So
So we have brought you your favorite beverage and another beverage.
And
My
some
favorite.
books.
and some books with men with no shirts and wind blowing through their hairs.
the dragon looks at your offerings that you set before it. It sniffs at, "You didn't get much liqueur."
We can
Out
go
of-
back. We
out
can
of
get
Hammer
more.
Strike. Can you?
You know how you know how he is. He's he's sort of kind of a stickler and a Scrooge about offering a lot.
Well, apparently there was a sort of a implied generosity to this gift, I would imagine.
There's definitely some. We've done some things for the town. We're not well known, but we've done a few.
Generosity
Just
towards me.
Yes, we're giving this to you.
She looks down at the books, and now
Take
that
them back.
you can hear the dragon, you can hear that there is a very feminine kind of voice undergirding her roar, her deep draconic boom.
It's a lady, Sean Connery.
All right.
She's like, "And the books."
Yes, and the mercenary too. We'll leave the mercenary with you for a time and half a time and time again.
I assume you got these books at cost.
They were. We negotiated a fair price for them, and they were from your personal list, I assume.
All right.
Yeah, we put the books in the box on top of the cask of ale, and I throw in the 2 that I had bought myself because I didn't realize we were buying the whole fucking box.
Yes. my armful of books.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a confession to make, Lady Dragon. I
Please
bought
don't.
this book for you, but I began to read it and feel like it's full of information that I wanted to gain from your dungeon. So I'm conflicted on even if I need to go in the dungeon or if the answers I seek are in this book. Have you read said book before? And I will show her.
She looks at the book's cover and then she says, yes, a lot of it's hokum, but
That's fantastic, though. I'm just
that's,
saying.
there are a few jewels within it.
Well, since you've read the book, I'm afraid I do not come with a gift personally then, but I am a part of this team. And I will shove the book into my bag.
Okay. I'm sure there's wisdom to be gleaned from it, no doubt. She you see her leap into the air again, and she lands on top of the portcullis, and and her draconic head, her long neck snakes down basically to eye with at the front there.
With me? Or who's at the...
She says, "Let me put this plainly." She takes a sniff. Creature.
Yes.
Ideally, if one is bringing a gift, makes it a generous gift. These, she looks down. by the description of what you paid, or about 10 gold.
It was what they had on offer.
No, what they had on offer was generosity, and you did not come through.
I told you we should have paid the tax.
Madam, it is there's no disguising that we are a people of modest means and of large hearts. And I'm sure you have let lesser hearts through and given entrance to the keep.
Yes, I do. For free, utterly. They come, and I allow them to go into their deaths. At no cost.
Dear Pate, I believe honesty with this dragon will be the most generous thing we can do. We rescued one of the townsmen from wolves. We've treated his wounds. We've saved some of the wolves that were puppies and supplied them to the town. I paid full price for my book.
Right.
That you kept, you tortoise.
But I believe the point is that the dragon and this city are, symbiotic.
Oh, yes, I suppose
And the better the town is, the better the dragon can thrive. So I'm just making a point that as a consumer, I have definitely stimulated the economy of Delver's Gate, and tried to do my part.
The dragon listens and smirks at you for a moment and says, "You know what? Normally, I had no intention of opening this gate for another 3 weeks. But seeing how you're so sincerely and very, very dedicated to getting inside," she says as she picks up the keg and puts it in one claw and reaches down and picks up the little bottles and puts it in her claw and picks up the little crate and puts it in her claws. It says, "And you did bring at least something I wanted. I will set for you a task that will get you in. Just a favor from me, you see."
Is it paying your bar tab?
No, that ship has sailed, sadly.
It doesn't seem to cut off your supply, though.
We never met you, so we didn't know that would get us through the gate. I can go pay it now if you want.
No, you can't.
She
Bluff check.
she takes to the wing, and you can see her like lift in the air with her things, and she flies off back toward the fat tower that is attached to the keep. And then finally you hear, come on. As you see the crazy woman Nan come trudging across the courtyard with her paving stone. She reaches
What the hell?
she reaches the portcullis and she pulls a lever up, and it raises up, and she steps through, and then it just sort of falls down behind her. Fine, here, I've got something I need you to do for me. Come on.
Man says that.
Yes.
Nan is the dragon, dummy.
And is the dragon.
She begins trudging down the street, and she's muttering to herself, why do I gotta find the poor Delvers?
They're all poor. They would be delving.
She stops in front of a building. The Ten Princes tea room. Says, yeah, let's go in here. I don't want to go back in the Shattered Shield today. You've sort of embarrassed me, but whatever. Go on.
About not be a crazy person. Nothing.
The bell rings over this establishment, and when you step in, you can smell the heady herbal aromas of tea. It's warm and steamy in here, and you see a pair of people, humans, both young, one male, one female. They're both wearing black. The man wearing a suit, the woman wearing a black dress, and they say, "Welcome to the Ten Princes. What can we get for you?" She's like, "My usual." She clunks down the paving stone and sits on it. "Come on, have a seat. I've got a mission for you." And we'll pause it there.
That's where we pause it. That's the end of the episode.
Yeah.